I'm Debra Meiburg, and I'm with Joe Mills of Rippon, Central Otago, New Zealand, and you're on Lake Wanaka.
Lake Wanaka.
Now, what's your hot tip for pronouncing that? Because I always forget.
Just think that, you want a car, I want a car. That's the easy way to do it.
Okay,
yeah.
so I want a car,
yeah.
And then I also want to try your wines. So
Fabulous.
Tell me a little bit about the Pinot especially.
Well, the Pinot, the Rippon Pinot Noir that we've got here, and I guess that's really our flagship, is grown from our vines that are over 15 years old. We call it the Rippon Mature Vine Pinot Noir. They're certainly not old vines. They're mature vines. That's to say the roots have been, in the soil for a long time now. They're unirrigated. They're on their own roots. So really working hard to get through the schist mother rock and really kind of pick up a sense of where they're from.
You do a lot of biodynamic farming, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
How do you answer all the challenges from people talking about cow horns and?
Look, it's, I guess it's one of those things, people get freaked out when you start talking about the moon, about planets, as you say, about cow horns. For us, really, it's very mechanical. It's a wonderful way of farming, but also really it's about balance. It's about giving back to the land what we're taking away. In terms of answering critics, I don't have the guy up down the road about his roundup. It's one of those things that I think is hard. You do get called up to justify it. It's like, well, you might like beef more than, you like pork. Why do you have to justify that? It's really for us just about what feels right. Yes, there are things that, as I say, do slightly freak people out because it's not just simply putting compost out. There's days, everything else. Incidentally, it's a fruit day today, so it should be a really
brilliant.
good day for tasting. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things we've got used to over time, but really hopefully the proof's in the pudding being the land and of course the wines.
Now, Central Otago has it positioned itself very securely around Pinot Noir. Do you think that's going to be inhibiting consumption in the future or inhibiting markets?
I don't think so. I mean, it's, Pinot Noir is certainly what we've made our name on, and I actually think it's really going to work to our favour because, yes, that's, people think of Central Otago, they say Pinot Noir, but hopefully that's going to really open up the doors to people saying, well, if they can make good Pinot Noir, let's see what else they're doing. For us, we're really a Riesling vineyard. Our soils are conducive to, are kind of good for Riesling, for Gewürz, more almost for some of those Alsatian varieties, but I think, there is slightly jumping on the tails of our reputation as Pinot Noir producers. I think that's a really good thing, and certainly I think the world is beginning to recognise that there is more to Central Otago than Pinot Noir and that we can do it well.
And you and Nick, what kind of spats do you have in the cellar?
Not too many in the cellar. It's just usually about kind of when he's in the cellar too long and not coming home, and he's forgotten that he was on cooking duty. I mean, it's no. I mean, look, it sounds all very kind of rosy, but really kind of working together. And I think a lot of Mike and Claudia Wissing, Sherman and Marcel at Bell Hill. I think they'll probably say the same thing. I mean, it's a wonderful thing. One of the great things about working together, you don't need to say to each other, "How was your day, dear?" You kind of know that can be the downside as well. There's never the debrief, but it's generally it's usually pretty harmonious. The spats come with the washing, the cooking. He's looking after the kids. He's going for the run.
And that's when you just have to pull a cork.
Exactly. Oh, exactly. And there's no shortage of those.
Well, thanks so much.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me here.
Lovely to spend time with you.